Hello and welcome. My name is Logan, aka Coding Doctor 101. And before we get into what we're going to do today, a couple announcements about the channel. First, glad to be back. I know I've been away for almost a year now. Life's been busy, especially with what's going on in the world. About the channel, I'm thinking about going into maybe onto the next language. If y'all would prefer me to stay in Flowgorithm and cover a couple of things that y'all want to know how to do in Flowgorithm, please let me know. Just put down in the comment section. I read all of the comments. That way I know what the channel is going, what's happening with the channel, and I always appreciate the positive feedback. So, languages. Either Python, C#, or going into the web development of PHP and HTML, and the CSS, of course. So, what language would y'all like me to start moving on to next? Please let me know down in the comments, and I will do my best to move on. If it's about tied on equally on all of them, I'll probably just do one video each week or every other week on one of them and just rotate through. So, for this video, we're going to do a guessing game. There's two versions of this game. The first version is where the computer sets a random number and the user tries to guess. The second version is the version where the user enters a number and the computer tries to guess. And we'll get to that version either in the next video or later in this video, depending on time. Alright, so for the first guessing game, and we'll be dealing with random numbers. And in case you didn't know, let's see, where is it? It is in string functions, random. Flowgorithm actually does have a random function built into it. So random is a random number between 0 and n minus 1, which means if we enter 10, it's actually a random number between 0 and 9, including 0 and 9. So always watch out for that it's one number less than what you actually enter in random. So now, let's start. So we'll do a declare for secret number. And I'm just going to do an integer because it's going to be easier. You could go into reals, but then you're dealing with a lot more possibilities, and that's not really fun to do nowadays if you're playing a guessing game. Alright, so secret number, okay. Next, let's declare the user guess. And we'll hit OK. Now we need to initialize secret number. So how we would do that is we're going to set an assign. And we'll do secret number equals to random. And then inside the parentheses, we're going to do 10. We'll start off small. And we'll hit OK. And now we need to get the user's guess. So if we need to do an output to prompt the user, and we'll say, please enter a number between 0 and 9. We'll hit OK. And the reason why 9 is because it's 10 minus 1 for random. Now we'll do an input for the user guess. Alright, so now we need to know, while all of the user guess does not equal to secret number, we need to keep prompting the user to guess, because, that's kind of how the guessing game works. So let's try our best to recreate that. So while user number does not equal, and not equal is the less than and greater than back to back, secret number, we'll hit OK. And then we'll just reprompt the user. So I'm just gonna copy, paste, and then to let the user know that they finally got it, which would break the loop. So we come down here, we'll do an output, and we'll say you are right. Oh, not fight. Right. Thank you for playing. Alright. So, let's try and run it and hope for the best. I'm going to change my speed up to fast. Alright, let me zoom in for y'all guys. Alright. 5. Oh, user number was not declared. Where was user number not declared? Ah, I used user number instead of user guess. My bad. Alright, let's try this again. Once again, zoom in. Alright. 5. Nope. 8. Nope. 2. Nope. Oh, hey, 2 actually was correct. Thank you for playing. But I never knew if I was too high or too low. I kind of like to know that. Always insider knowledge helps out a lot. So let's go and add that in. So where we would add that in is inside our loop. So to let us know if we're high or low, we're going to use an if statement. So if user guess is less than secret number, okay, we'll do an output equals, not equals, quotations, too low. Alright. And instead of just putting too high on this side, we can't, because we actually have 3 options. Those options are too high, too low, and correct. So if it's correct, we want it to go down without ever touching this. So we'll do another, and we're going to do user guess is greater than secret number. We'll hit OK. I'm just going to copy this one over from the output of too low to over here and just change it to too high. Probably a little bit more work, but I feel it's time saving. Alright, now if you're asking where to put this, we're going to keep this on bottom. And the reason why is because before we even get to this part, we ask the user to enter their guess. And then if they get it correct on the first try, it doesn't even go into the while loop. It just comes all the way down and says, you're correct. If they're wrong, it comes in here and it will tell them. Alright. So let's try this now. So please enter between 0 and 9. Once again, let me zoom in for y'all. 5. Alright, 5 is too high. So let's do 3. Too high. 1. 1 is right. Alright. So another thing that we want to look at is, what if I don't want to use 10? How many places do I have to change it to make it suitable for the game? Right now it's 2 places. And that's not much for a small program. But when you get to a bigger program and you have to change multiple items because you hard-coded it, not the best thing. It's always better to try and be as dynamic as possible unless instructed otherwise. So to make this dynamic, I will do a declare, and I'm going to make a constant integer. And how I do that is I just capitalize the variable name. That way when I see it, I know it's a constant, and you don't want to change the values of constants while the code is running. Only when you stop the code, then you make the changes. Otherwise, it could mess up your entire program. So we'll hit OK. Then we're going to assign it. So max to 10. We'll hit OK. So for the secret number equals random number, and then with 10 into quotations, we'll change the 10 to max. Once again, all capitalized. And also in this output, so instead of saying between 0 and 9, we'll go back, quotations, and, which is the ampersand sign, and max minus 1. It is a little weird, but we can do math actually in the output. Let's try this now. So, as you see, it says between 0 and 9, showing that it actually worked. So 5 too low, 8 too high, so 6 or 7, 6. And if I wanted to go change that now, I could come here to max and just change this. So if I enter 100, it now changed here too. So 50 too low, 75 too high, 60 too high, 55 too low, 57 too high, so 56. All right. So that's the first guessing game. Let's go ahead and try and do the second guessing game. So I'm just going to hit File, New, and we'll get rid of that. All right. So things that we need. We need the secret number again. So integer, of course. Secret number. And then this time, instead of user guess, I'm going to do computer guess. Now, this program is a little more intense because the computer's guessing, and when we say guess a number between 1 and 10, and then they say, and you say 5, and they go, that's too low. We know what that means. We understand that. The computer does not. The computer does not have a concept of too low, too high. It just sees, hey, I guessed a number, and it was not right. Let me try again. So instead of just trying to have it do random numbers all the time, we're going to make it a little smarter. So to do that, we need to do a declare. We'll do low, and this is going to be an integer, and then a declare, and this is going to be high. And that is also an integer. All right, I'm also going to declare max, like we just did in the previous one, as a constant, so all capitalize. And they're doing construction on the road next to me, so I'm sorry about the background noise. All right, so integer max. So now we need to assign values to those. So we're doing assign, where max will be 100, and we'll hit OK. Next is low, so low should be 0. And then we'll do high, so assign high equal to max. That way the computer has a max guess. And then next we'll do an output, and we'll say to the user, please enter a number between 0 and, we'll do, make this dynamic again. For the computer to guess. And once again, I apologize for the background noise of the construction outside. We'll hit OK. All right, now we need to get an input. So this is going to be the secret number the computer's trying to guess. So secret number. We'll hit OK. Now, we need the computer to make its first guess. And how we're going to do that is we're going to do an assign and computer guess equals high divided by 2. And you remember high is equal to max, which is equal to 100. And the reason we're doing this is because usually if you told to guess a number between 0 and 100, you would most likely pick 50. That way you break it in half, and you can eliminate half the numbers in one go. So with how the computer's going to guess, the computer should be able to guess the correct number in 7 moves maximum. And how that works is we're going to have it guess the half point of each set of numbers till it finds the correct number. So let's get into that section. So first, we need to do a while statement. So while computer guess does not equal secret number, we'll hit OK. And then once again, we'll do our 2 if statements. So if computer guess is less than secret number, okay, now I'm going to copy that, and then on the other if statement, I'll paste it and change less than to greater than. All right. So, how this works. For the first if statement, which is computer guess less than secret number, we need to do an assign, and we're going to do low equals computer guess minus 1. No, plus 1, my bad. Plus 1. Because we eliminated that number, so our range goes from that number is 1 higher than that number. So if I guessed 50 and I set it too low, I know not to guess 50 again. I'm going to guess somewhere between 51 and 100 at that point. So we'll hit OK. And then on the high side, we'll do an assign. I'll do high equals computer guess minus 1. We'll hit OK. Then after the if statements, we need to recalculate the computer's guess. So we'll do an assign computer guess equals, open parentheses, low plus high divided by 2. So that finds the new halfway point as an integer between them. And so I'm kind of nosy. I want to know what the computer guesses. So I'm gonna, before the while statement, I'm gonna do an output. I'm gonna say the computer guesses space quotations ampersand, and then computer guess. We'll hit OK. I'm just going to copy that and paste that at the end of the while statement. So our while, if, the math, and then the output again. Now going back to outside of this while loop, we're going to come down here and we're going to do our cleanup, which is output. We'll say the computer guessed right. We'll hit OK. And now let's try running this. We'll hit run, make this bigger. All right, we'll do 15. We'll hit enter. So 15, 24, 17, 11, 17, 14, 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So far, the theory is holding true. That 7 is the max. We didn't even have to hit it. So let's try running it again. And let's do 98 this time. Enter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right on it. Alright. That's going to be it for today. If you enjoyed it, please let me know down in the comments. And also let me know what y'all are struggling with and what y'all need help on. That way I can try and make a video to help everyone out on the channel. Thanks and goodbye.